So first, I'd like to talk about a few of the things I didn't use in my classroom. I didn't use the fridges or the accessories type of things. I felt like those things wouldn't have benefited the student learning. It just may have been a distraction, or they weren't really necessary for the classroom that I would ideally make. And now I'm going to talk about my classroom in general and just go through the different parts of it. So in the bottom left-hand corner, there is just general storage for whatever I need in there. Maybe stuff I bring every day. Maybe put my book bag in there and whatever I need day to day. And the beanbag chairs, just for personal comfort for students. Just since I'm in a math class, if students want to go off and do their homework when I assign homework in class, they can go off into beanbag chairs, or they can go over to the push sofa. Sorry for that notification. Or they can just go in the push sofas and they can just sit over there to their comfort. Or if they just enjoy being at the student tables, they can just sit there at their own comfort. And I'm going to go to the kidney table, and I feel like the table would be beneficial to student learning because students, after I lecture and teach a subject, maybe some students struggle with math normally and they need extra help. So I could just take a group over there and I could help them while other students work at their desk, or if they want to work anywhere else, that would be fine. So the purpose of the kidney table is just for extra help, and maybe if just kids want to go over there, or for testing purposes when I could spread people out and make sure that no one's have wandering eyes. Just use that kidney table and use the desks and maybe even beanbag chairs, but I don't know if I'd do that for a test. And then the TV. Ideally, I saw this in my in the school I was shadowing at. They had a big TV where it was pretty much a smart board, but it was a big TV and she could write on it. And I liked that idea because she could save slides step by step. And I liked that idea, so you didn't have to erase like on a chalkboard or whiteboard. So I feel like that would be great for student learning because I wouldn't have to waste time, and it would limit the downtime for kids to be just watching me do random things. And I placed my desk in a specific place because I enjoy being able to make eye contact with students, and I feel like in the back of the classroom, normally that's just an awkward place to be, and I just like to keep eye contact, and I just like the traditional keep the teacher's desk in the front, and I feel like it would just be better for the students as well. And I am a huge organization freak, so I did put the tables in rows. The reasoning I didn't use desks is because I don't really like desks. I like for students to collaborate and talk to each other, especially through the math, because sometimes even even good teachers sometimes may miss some points that they're trying to make when they're teaching. And when students can collaborate, sometimes they can learn better than just the teacher talking to them because they can relate to their peers better. So I feel like having them sit by each other at a table would be more beneficial than making them individually sit in desks. Of course, they could pull them together, but that would just lead to a bunch of moving desks around, and they would get really disorganized, and my OCD would not take that. And of course, for testing purposes, could move the chairs around and move the kids around so they don't have any wandering eyes again. And the the pull-out sofas would be beneficial just for comfort, of course, just like the beanbag chairs. And the projector, that would just be another source of maybe I'm teaching something on the board and the answers are on the projector. And it would just be a way of using two different types of technology and making it beneficial for all the students learning. And just so I can show two different screens at one time, it would probably help and make it more beneficial for them. And also, I wanted to explain why I didn't put a computer in the classroom is because ideally, I would hope that all my students could either have Chromebooks, laptops, or iPads at the desired school that I go to, which that would be perfect, so that students could also have their textbook online rather than having to lug all these books around. Just make it lighter on them and easier and more convenient. And that would also prevent me from having to have shelving space because I wouldn't have to keep all those books in my room. So I feel like that would be very helpful. And then I chose the square rugs because I feel like that gives a more homey feeling and a little bit more pleasant than tiled floors. It could get kind of cold in there with tiled floors, I feel like, and the circle rugs didn't really fit. I feel like that's more of a, and since I'm in a high school type of level of teaching, I feel like the students would just like the square rugs more, and I feel like they'd just be more comfortable and it'd just be better that way. And just this whole classroom together, I just feel like it would make student collaboration a lot better. And just overall, I feel like this would be an ideal classroom for me if I had the choice to make a classroom.